welcome back to a new episode of the bite-sized new update from Full of Fail Army. That's right, we're back. We're brand new. We're beautiful. Okay, maybe not the last two, but we're back. We're definitely back. We say that a lot, but what can you say? You know, baby's got back. Sorry. Bad joke. Anyway, so there's a lot of news, of course, that came out. E3 just kind of wrapped up a little while ago, but of course there's other things. So, you know, like Apple mixed reality glasses launching in 2022. PSVR, PlayStation, sorry, had the PSVR showcase, and then there's some actually news about the launch for PSVR 2 headset next year, holiday season. We're going to be talking about all the things that came out in the PSVR showcase as well. A lot of some of the best picks from the E3, including things like After the Fall, Lancenauts, what was it? Sniper Elite. There's a lot of good stuff, actually. Transformers, developed by Niantic. For AR mobile. That's right. That looks very interesting indeed, because it follows the 1980s cartoon. So if you're a fan of that and you grew up with it, like me, you're gonna absolutely love it. We pre-registered. Yeah. Also, there's this really awesome game. I can't remember the name of it. Like Uberlaufer, something like that. It's basically a Wolfenstein-style roguelite in VR. That's right. Sold in a half, man. So, without further ado, welcome back to Full of Fail Army's bite-sized news update. Can I get some chips? Okay, and the first story we're reporting on is exactly the first thing that we mentioned, which is the Apple mixed reality glasses. That is right. Earlier this month, there was, what was it, at, I want to say the WWDC, Apple announced a bunch, and I do mean a bunch, well, not a bunch, but I mean some really good AR tools and tool kits for developers. That being, what was it, the AR Nav, a 3D rendering modeling of navigation for the map. That's pretty impressive. The reality kit object capture to capture things, basically like using the LiDAR tech that that they put on the Apple iPad Pro, but now with use for developers. That's great. And then, of course, what was it? The AR Kit 5, which is the actual development kit. So there you have it. That rumors, of course, if anyone who could put that together could see that, they were obviously planning to release something. And that something is going to be released, according to tech analyst Ming Chi, who's been reporting on Apple for over 10 years. Quarter 2 2022, might be around $1,000, has about 15 onboard cameras, both inside and outside, for hand and eye tracking. That's pretty impressive there. Excuse me. Like I said, health issues. And no, it's not the you know what, it's not that. It's, I want to say stupidity. And yes, that is a condition. Anyway, basically, there's a tactile release date, I want to say, in that quarter 2 2022, because they just released these applications and kits to developers, so they're going to need time to use them, right? I mean, it makes sense. But either way, there you have it. That's not bad. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is, of course, the PlayStation PSVR showcase. And for those of you that didn't see it, there was some actually really exciting stuff in there. And this is going to just be a quick shot out, and we'll try to leave some of the links for the trailers below. In fact, we should have stopped doing that a long time ago, but, stuff. A lot of stuff. Stuff everywhere. Anyway, at the top of our list that's right. If you like being a gardener and you like sort of creativity, exploration, tranquility, stuff like that, you're going to want Winds and Leaves coming out July 27th. That's late next month. After that is Arashi, Castles of Sin, which is coming out later this summer, which has a lot of Tenchu vibes, actually, which kind of looks cool. You even get to play with a good doggo that can, attack samurai for you. Who would not want one of those good boys at their side? After that is, of course, something very close to my heart, because I loved Bubble Bobble growing up, is Puzzle Bobble, 3D Vacation Odyssey. That's right, coming out later this year. Actually, that's coming out on PS4, PSVR, and PS5 later this year, so there you go. After that, we have the minigame and puzzler Wanderer, where you, I guess, go throughout history, repeating history, and doing stuff in history. I don't know. It's kind of vague, but I mean, it looked great graphically, fidelity-wise. Anyway, and of course, the thing that stole the cake was Sniper Elite. Ooh, July 8th, right around the corner. And this is basically the PSVR's Medal of Honor, because Medal of Honor is only on the Oculus Rift, and this looks quite a lot like it, so I'm very excited to get around this. Plus, of course, it has that patented Sniper Elite X-Ray kill cam in VR. Ooh, sexy! And of course, right after that is another great game. In fact, they're probably equally well balanced as in stealing the show. Vertigo Games After the Fall. That's right, the zombie co-op multiplayer shooter later this year. That looks exceedingly well. And then, of course, Fracked. I don't know how I quite feel about that. I mean, the game kind of looks like the name. It has potential, don't get me wrong, but I can't tell if it's on rails like Bravo Team was, or, you know, Blood and Truth, where it's only like one forward motion, you can't really go back. And then, of course, there's the graphics. It looks like it was using the Borderlands type, you know, engine, but maybe on PS2 hardware? I don't know. It's really hard to tell. But, yeah, well, there you go. Okay, so we just talked about the PSVR showcase, so it's only natural to talk about now the PSVR 2. That's right. So, rumors abound that it is slated to launch holiday season 2022, which is a bollocks because that's not right around the corner. That's actually farther than I wanted it to be. However, some of the information coming off of this bad boy has got me excited. So, one of the interesting things is that, you know, AR and VR developers, including mobile developers, are shying away from the OLED displays and moving toward the LCD displays. This will not be the case for the PSVR 2. They are using the Samsung OLED display panels. That also, on top of that, that means it's going to have, the system itself is going to have a better resolution, maybe spotting possibly 4K. That's a rumor, but it definitely will have better tracking, better input, easier setup, a better or wider field of vision, and one single cable, no processing unit. And that's right. In March, they also showed off the new controllers, which look amazing. They kind of like wrap around your wrist. They have the adaptive triggers that they use on the PS5 controller, which gives you, you know, a sense of tension if you're pulling a bowstring, or whether or not your fingers either resting on the trigger. That's amazing. And then, of course, there was some other rumors about that have not been confirmed, but so far, even the single cable USB-C cable was a rumor, and now that's confirmed. So, for example, that they will have a camera on the outside of the headset unit, so that allows it for, you know, inside-out tracking. You might still use the camera on the outside for better tracking. We don't know. That's a rumor. Another rumor was that it'll have eye tracking. Another rumor was that it'll have haptic feedback on the headset itself. That's insane. I mean, that would be a first in any headset on the market anywhere, and I can see how that would be amazing, but I can also see how that could cause problems, including weight, distribution, battery, power. I mean, there's a lot of things there, but I don't know. So that's why I'm really interested in finding out more about this. All right. Boom, and new camera angle now. Alright, so moving right along, we have something that recently came out, actually, but has been having quite a lot of success. So, PistolWhip came out in only 2020, but now it already has an upcoming second campaign. That's right. So it went all the way to the future, and now it's going back to the past. But not so far in the past where guns are irrelevant or have not been invented yet. That's right. The popular game PistolWhip is coming out with a summer update. That's right. Sometime here in, summer. And it's basically adding two big things. A styles system, which basically allows you to sort of remix the game by adding or equipping modifiers that add things like, I don't know, what did they say, giant heads, bullet hell style fire, and a few other things. And then, of course, a new campaign called Smoke and Thunder, where you actually, the lead player is a female this time, who is looking for her abducted sister. So that actually has pretty cool stuff. There's some spaghetti western and themes going on there. There was a teaser trailer, I want to say, back in April. So there you go. That's coming out here again real soon, later this summer. So make sure you look for that. Okay, and real quick, just like we said, basically, so Facebook, that's right, the FB, has acquired yet another awesome studio. So the people behind the great hit Smashbox Arena that came out in 2016, Big Box Studios, has been acquired by Facebook Studios. I want to say due largely to their recent creation, which is called Population 1, which is a very awesome battle royale game in VR. And I mean, if you have not even heard about this thing, you definitely want to check it out. It might be one of those killer apps for you that makes you want to get a VR headset. Basically, this is actually the fifth acquisition by Facebook Studios, and they are making quite a portfolio by having some great killer app developers, in the stable now. Basically, this title, Population 1, has been consistently ranked, top ranked on all the Oculus platforms, especially the Quest 2, I want to say. And this is also in a time span of only 1.5 years, where Facebook has gone off the rails, just buying up a lot of VR devs. So you can tell where this is going. This is definitely something that is they are very planning for a long road ahead, and they are very serious about the VR social aspect about it. So very well, FB, very well, F to the B. That's right, homies. And we're back, and the next thing we're going to be talking about is that Wolfenstein-inspired game, the VR game, the roguelike game. Is called Uberlaufer. I want to say I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. Uberlaufer, which I want to say in German translates to defector. This actually sounds like a very interesting game, because again, it is inspired by the original Wolfenstein on PC, like the 1981 version. Remember that came on 50 floppy disks, and this is coming out in early access Steam on fall for the Index, the Rift, and the HTC Vive. I'm sorry, Quest users, no luck there. But this is really interesting because again, this is roguelite. So every time you play, it's procedurally generated. Everything is random, and you actually play as a Wehrmacht soldier who opposes the Nazi regime. So you actually work along with the resistance who helps you out, and you collect things, you take pictures of things, you either sneak, attack, or negotiate your way through cunning, through environments. And at the end of every level, or I should say at the start of every level, you have a certain amount of points you can spend in the store for things like uniforms, weapons, booby traps, stuff like that. And again, it looks amazing. We're going to leave again a link for the trailer. You should definitely check this out. I know I will. And next up on our docket, we're going to be talking about some of the things that were caught our eye, top of the list, on our opinion, in E3. Now, we already did cover some of these in the PSVR showcase, like After the Fall, Sniper Elite, and I want to say there was one other, maybe not, because it is actually Green Hell, and I don't believe that is coming out on PSVR. However, Green Hell VR was announced. Now, for those of you who did like The Forest, it scared the piss out of us the last time we played. The only time we played, that is. You can check out that video at our YouTube channel, by the way. It's pretty funny if you like making fun of us. Yeah. Anyway. So yes, there is a Green Hell VR in development that should be coming out later this year, and apparently they've had separate teams working on the ones for normal PC VR, and then of course for the Quest, so that way it's completely built for the ground up for the best immersion experience possible. Now this sounds great because this game does allow for co-op, so cross compatibility there you go. Let's see, the other thing was Larcenauts. Sorry, I think we said like Lacenauts or something in the intro. That was incorrect. It's Larcenauts, like larceny, but Larcenauts. Yeah, throwing dots at a board maybe got that name. I'm not sure. Either way, this is a team/class-based PvP multiplayer title, kind of like sort of like a MOBA, but more of like the objective-based MOBA games. So think of like the Apex Legends, where you also had like PvE enemies, or is like more capture the base, king of the hill instead of like last-person standing gameplay, and that's what Lawsonauts is, and it's a lot of people got talking about it. So there you go. That says enough about it right there. Yeah. And we're starting to wrap things up. One of the last things we're going to talk about, not quite the last, but we're getting there. That's what she said. Anyway, Niantic, Niantic, the people behind the popular Pokemon Go, and of course most recently the Harry Potter game. Can't remember the rest of it, but yeah, the Harry Potter mobile game. Both augmented reality mobile games, very successful, very popular, and now they're about to toss another coin in that well to make more riches, and that is Transformers Heavy Metal. That's right, just recently announced. This is the newest title that will of course take advantage of the Niantic Lightship platform, or the Niantic Lightship ARDK platform, I should say, which uses, as you know, of course, planet-scale AR technology for real-time, contextual mapping, 3D mapping, location, all that jargon, to give an awesome gameplay experience based off of multiple feeds, multiple users in the same area, so hey, not bad. This is also really, really cool because I'm old, and this is based on the G1 series, the back in the 1980s, the awesome cartoon series. Yes, so if you are a fan of that, or if you are that old, this should be right up your alley. You go join the Guardian Network as humans, and join the Autobots in the war, rise up against the Decepticons. You travel around and enter turn-based battle alone or co-op. And of course, this is in, I think you can pre-register, and it's slated for a global launch later this year. They said they will do a soft launch in certain areas, certain regions, so and of course on certain platforms. So make sure you have your iPhones ready, huh? Okay, that wraps it up for the Bite-Sized News Update. Thanks for joining. Please like, subscribe, share. We always like more of a community. We're always going to try to do more for you. We promise we're going to try to get back to streaming. We're going to try to get back to the giveaways. But of course, thanks for joining. Thank you for spending your time with us. We appreciate it. For the Fail Army, Elliot Rad Rogers signing off.